So have you wondered if you should wake up your newborn baby to feed them? Well, I am going to be covering that in today's video. Hi, I'm Dr. Obedi. I'm a board-certified pediatrician, and I have been practicing for over 17 years, and I've taken care of thousands of babies at this point, and I love all things newborn. So today I am going to be talking about, should your baby wake up? As you can hear, there's a crying baby in the background because I am recording this in my office in between patients. So hopefully you can still hear this video because I am going to keep shooting. Well, so first of all, I should say that this is for educational purposes only, and so you should consult your primary care provider for specific situations that have to do with your newborn. And I am going to be talking about just a newborn in the first 1 to 2, 3 weeks of life. Now, there are a few things to think about when it comes to waking up your baby at night to feed them. One is, what is their weight? Are they back to their birth weight? So the reason I say are they back to their birth weight is most babies are going to actually lose weight after they're born in the first few days. This is just part of the way the body is designed. Babies come with some extra on board to take them through this newborn period while mommy is establishing breastfeeding. Now, of course, you could be formula feeding also, and so there's usually less of an issue with weight gain or weight loss rather when you're formula feeding, but that's still possible as well. And again, babies typically will be back to their birth weight in 7 to 10 days as a general rule of thumb. So if your baby is not back to their birth weight, it is recommended to feed them every 2 to 3 hours. And I typically say if they are sleeping, at least at the 4-hour mark, you should wake them up to see if they are ready to feed and if they can feed. Make a serious attempt to feed them at that 4-hour mark. And if they are refusing to feed and everything else looks okay, you might let them sleep another hour and wake them up again to feed. But if your baby is back to their birth weight and it's been established that they are putting on weight steadily past their birth weight, I typically recommend not to wake your baby up because usually what will happen is after they've slept for a long while, when they wake up, they'll just feed longer and feed more. And so usually if your baby, again, is back to their birth weight, and again, we're talking about a newborn in the first couple of weeks of life, I will let them sleep. And maybe at the 5 to 6 hour mark, if they're not up, you can wake them up to try and feed. But it is not necessary to wake them every 2 to 3 hours, which is what I have seen some of my new moms do. And you need the rest yourself. So if your baby is back to their birth weight and they are thriving and doing well, and there are no red flags or concerns from your primary care provider, let them sleep and you rest, okay? And like I said, these are just general guidelines. If your newborn does have some specific medical conditions that require you to feed them more frequently or have a different sort of feeding schedule for them as recommended by your primary care provider, you should follow those recommendations. Well, I hope this was useful. If it was, share it with a friend who might find this useful as well. Go ahead and leave a comment and like the video. And I would love to be able to answer any of the questions you have, and subscribe to the page if you haven't. Well, there you go. Thank you for listening, and I will see you again very shortly.